gotta hit 'em with an update. I've been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit it when you went the front gate. They act like that. Hold up. Guess I gotta hit 'em with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit 'em with the one take. Act like that. Guess I gotta hit 'em with the update. Okay. I've been getting to it when I'm up late. Yes, sir. Hit it when you at the front gate. Act like that. Guess I gotta hit 'em with
What's
the
up,
update.
everybody? It's Shameless Plug Time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show.
Guess I gotta hit 'em with the update. I've been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit it when you at the front gate. They act like that. Guess I gotta hit 'em with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit 'em with the one take. Act like that.
What's happening, everybody?
Guess I gotta hit 'em with the update. I've been getting to it when I'm
Going
up
Full
late.
Nerd, yo, boy. And, you know, I don't know if this is just me checking my stuff out or am I just being vain, but y'all can see I got to keep an eye on the stream to make sure things are going through. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Hope all of the things going through, because we gonna get down. We're going to get down with the get down, and we going to talk. We got what I would like to call Marvel 2-in-1. Yes, Marvel 2-in-1. If you are an old school comic book aficionado, you know, like myself, and man, I got my lights bright in here. That's something else. But anyway, if you're an old school comic book aficionado like myself, so my volume is low, huh? Let me see. How is this? Is my volume a little bit better? Matter of fact, let me check some stuff. You know, we always do this. I don't know why we go through all this mess. I'm trying to make sure I don't clip, and hopefully that is that a little bit better. We got to adjust some volume. We got to do a couple of things. But if you're an old school comic book aficionado like myself, Marvel 2-in-1. Yes, Marvel 2-in-1 is an old school comic book put out by Marvel where you had The Thing, yes, The Thing, from Fantastic Four. And he was what I would like to call, what's the best way? He was the main character of these. And then you would add different superheroes. You would add different superheroes. And everybody's talking about the volume is low. What's going on? Let me pump up the volume. Crank. You know, and that's part of the, oh my goodness, crank. Is this? Hold on, let me see. Oh man, I think I'm good now. I think I'm good on the volume. I mean, I got the mics working. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, is it me? Y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me. You know, you're really killing me. I thought I had the volume right. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because I'm looking at the volume levels and I'm trying to make sure I clip. I mean, I'm hitting in the yellow from the microphone. Let me make sure it's on the correct mic. You know, properties. I'm on the correct mic. Okay. All right. So it's you know, it sounds like it's muffled. Really. I mean, I'm just trying not to have the microphone all up in my face, so I could sound like a Shaquille O'Neal. You know, I don't want to sound like that. You know, but that's what happens when you all this. Whoo, man, I don't know. Technical stuff. It's really hard when you can't monitor your sound in real time. I think that might be my issue. I don't know. I might have to invest in putting like the headphones. It's better now. Thank you, D. Thank you. All right, I guess it may have been me. It may have been me. Was it me? I think it's me. Maybe it's me. Go figure. All right. So let's get back to where I was going with this. Marvel 2-in-1. Old school comic book thing from the Fantastic Four and a random superhero. Maybe I need to let me take another drink of the adult beverage. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. And the fact that my New York Giants are having problems, again, it is what it is. So now, that's why what we're doing right now is I'm doing what's called a 2-for-1. You're getting 2 reviews for the price and the viewing of one. Because we just had Loki season 2 finish up, which was interesting. And we had a premiere of the Marvels, yes, of the Marvels in movie theaters this weekend. Now, where are we going to start? We are going to start with Loki season 2 because I saw that first. Now, if you have not finished Loki season 2, I'm sorry, there will be spoilers. If you have not seen the Marvels, I'm sorry, there will be spoilers. But you're going to get a pure, unfiltered thought process from a comic book nerd that loves this stuff. And it is what it is. It's just how we roll. For those who do not know, I do have to hit the disclaimer. You look right here. We have raised $685 so far for Children's National Medical Center. We still have until December 31st to reach the $1,000 goal. So the link is in the description of the video. If you need it, please send me a direct message on the X app, or formerly known as Twitter, or, just put a comment on the channel, say, I need the link, and I'll repost it in the comments and all that good stuff. But anyway, all right. So, Loki season 2. Now, everybody was expecting Loki season 2 to feature more of Jonathan Majors. Now, it did feature a lot of Jonathan Majors, but not as the Kang character that everybody was expecting. Everybody was looking for this big, hey, we're going to see how Kang is going to fit into the bigger Marvel universe based off of the Disney Plus show. No, it doesn't work that way, folks. What you got from here is actually a story that contributes to the narrative, but is totally separate when it comes to dealing with the character of Kang, he who remains, or whatever you want to call this guy. It is what it is at that point. So, what happened? Well, we can remember from season 1, Sylvie, the Loki variant, the female Loki variant, went ahead and killed he who remains, which sent Loki on a mission as she pushed him through a time door to do everything that was supposed to be done. Now, during this season, which is try to save the TVA, save the timelines from exploding and the end of everything, and possibly to stop the multiversal war, the evil Kangs, right? Right? Well, what did we get? What we got actually is a self-contained story that gave us what could be the end of Tom Hiddleston playing Loki. Or, if the money's right, making Loki a lot bigger character than what he was throughout the whole Avengers saga, the Infinity Saga, through the Thanos thing, since his death, his rebirth, all this other good stuff. Yeah, it gets confusing. It gets wild. So, for the casual comic book people, don't try to hold on to it. It is what it is. Enjoy the ride. It's something that you got to deal with. But, what do we get? We get roughly about 6 episodes that if you haven't watched the first season, you're going to be slightly confused. Couple of things I didn't like about the Loki series. I think we did not get a good resolution to the character of Miss Minutes. I don't think we got a good resolution to the character of Ravonna Renslayer. Um, but what I did think we got was a good conclusion to the character played by the Tom Hiddleston, the main character, Loki. Loosely based on the comic book stuff where they switched him from the god of mischief, the god of lies, to the god of stories. And what we have is Loki single handedly saved every timeline at the end of this. I mean, that's a big spoiler. But what does it mean for you? I think it's a big time loop, a big circle of things that's happening over and over again, which, if you think about it, really doesn't give us a happy ending. I mean, it really made the character of Loki come full circle. I think we got a better fleshing out of the character Loki when he died in Infinity War. I think that if the Loki story ended right there with that arc, with that being his redemption arc, we were in good shape. But with Endgame, the time heist, the alternate version of Loki getting away, which led to the Loki miniseries, which led to them paying Tom Hiddleston a obscene amount of money, we got more of a character that actually we loved, actor that we enjoyed, and it extended it out a little bit more. But truthfully, how does it play into the bigger picture? It really doesn't, in my opinion. Maybe it will when you get the Avengers Kang Dynasty. Maybe the repercussions from the Loki miniseries will be felt there. Maybe we will get a reunion between Tom Hiddleston and good old, my man, Helmsworth, Chris Helmsworth. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Not guaranteed. Not necessarily something that we're going to end up having in the long run. But it is what it is. I mean, I can't complain. I can't argue. I can't sit here and say that I did not enjoy Loki. But will Loki get a perfect going full nerd rating? No, it can't. It's impossible. Why? Because it left too many questions and it resolved too quick. And I'm noticing now that with a lot of the Disney Plus shows, the 6 episodes, the 8 episodes, they don't really get you to a resolution that you really, really, really desire or that you really, really, really want. It continues with the world building. It continues with the stuff. Now, is it good for kids to watch? Yes, I don't think it's too intense for kids. Teenagers will get it. Younger kids, preteens, middle school age, it's okay. Does it have the superhero action that people have been looking for? No. Is it contributing to superhero fatigue? For some of you, yes, because you are casual fans and you will not enjoy it none the least. But a guy like me, I enjoyed it. It was okay for what it was worth. It was a good diversion. It makes me open up my mind and think about how they can incorporate a lot of the other movie stuff that they're trying to do, especially with this multiverse, different dimensions, and all of that, and clearing up those stories. So, Loki, season 2, it actually gets a 3.9. Yes, I docked it. It's not exactly a 4. Definitely won't be a 5. Is it good to watch? Yes. Can you leave it alone? Probably. But will you enjoy it? Yeah, you could. Make it some casual watching. Make it okay. Make it something worth. So hopefully that is what is good for you. But this episode is a Marvel 2-in-1, right? Marvel 2-in-1. That's right. Marvel 2-in-1. So we got another Marvel. So some of you want to hear about The Marvels. Came out in movie theaters. Yes. Matter of fact, I need to see something. What did they do in the box office? Because honestly, I'll be honest. everybody beats up Brie Larson. Everybody's tearing her up. I mean, it's actually kind of sad that there's so much disdain for her as an actress. It's like come on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and look at the weekend pull. They pulled 47 million. Let's take a good look at this. 47 million out of 4,000 theaters. Not bad. Uh, it was only 1 hour and 45 minutes. This, from what I was told, or from what I read, was the shortest Marvel Studios movie to come out. But there's a thing that I will have to say. It got 47 million US box office, 88.5 million nationwide. Not bad. Not bad. I can rate it PG-13 as typical for Marvel movies. I mean, honestly, a couple of things that I can say. Hey, Sam Jackson dropped the S bomb. Everybody like, what the hell is S bomb? He said the word shit in the movie, which surprised me. It actually shocked me a little bit that that got through the censors for a PG-13 movie. But you know, hey, what do I know? I drop F bombs all the time, as much as I try not to curse. So the movie itself, really looking at a couple of things. A lot of rumor control and stuff. Everybody talked about Maria Hill making an appearance. No, she does not. Everybody in the movie talking about Nick Fury being, the repercussions of Secret Invasion being real hard in this. No, it isn't. This movie is completely, honestly, to me, it's kind of almost standalone. They didn't even touch on Nick Fury's wife, who should have been on the station she was on with Nick Fury, but that's cool. But it's not a Nick Fury Marvel movie. It's the Marvels. It's talking about the characters of Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and Ms. Marvel. So, couple of the things that I got to go ahead and throw out there, and that I got to go ahead and say. Number one, it was very interesting seeing Tom Hiddleston's wife. You notice how we did the Marvel 2-in-1. We still talking about Tom Hiddleston playing Loki. But his wife played the titular villain in this movie, Dar-Ben, which is, Kree soldier who was witness when Carol Danvers, at the end of Captain Marvel 1, went on her revenge spree. Basically doing, and from the trailers you can see this, taking resources from other planets to reignite the Kree homeworld. Man, this is just, it gets, the story is a little light. But what I will say about the movie, and I'll try to keep my spoilers for the movie at a minimum. Well, dang, I can't really, because the end credit, the after credits, really, really, really made the movie. I mean, it made me scream, nerd tears, screams. I mean, people were looking at me like I was crazy in the theater. I took my grandson, took my granddaughter, and my wife. We went all to the movie, and they looked at me like I was out of control. Yes, yes, yes. I was enjoying every little bit of it. Why? Because it sets up the bigger Marvel Universe. And now that the SAG-AFTRA strike is over, we can get back to these movies, get into the post-production, get the reshoots going, and get the movies we've been waiting for out, like Deadpool 3. Because I think this movie is a direct connection to the next Deadpool movie, which is a direct connection to Marvel Secret Wars or Marvel Kang Dynasty or to Captain America New World Order, all that good stuff. I think it will touch it, and it will be awesome. Why? Because of a couple of little key notes. Bottom line, do like the movie, how it came out. Little comedy, not as much as you would think a Marvel movie would have. The fight sequences, very well choreographed. I loved when they figured out that their powers were entangled. That's the word that they used, which you could see in the trailer. Every time they used the power, they switched. Um, but what was the main focus of this movie? Was the main focus Captain Marvel? No. Was it the main focus Monica Rambeau's character? No. Was the main focus Ms. Marvel? No. And yes. What the main focus of the movie was a story. And it was a story about family. It was a story about how people can hold on to things when they should let it go. That's right. Some of y'all may not be deep into that, but that was really the gist. Sometimes you got to know when to let it go. Sometimes you got to know when to forgive, when to forget, and when to let go of guilt. That was the whole premise of the story. So I don't care what anybody else says. It wasn't a traditional superhero flick. There was a message behind it. Yes, yes, yes. As with majority of these movies. What have I always said during the reviews? Marvel makes these movies based on a central focal point, then they add the superhero elements. And that's what always made them work. A lot of people say the box office decline is due to oversaturation, but I'm not going to sit here and say that. What I will say is we've all kind of gotten happy and used to seeing a lot of at home and movie theater premieres, which I think they got to find a way to make this work. Maybe drop some movie prices. I know that's not what movie theaters and stuff want to see, hear, or say, but I think the pandemic got us spoiled as far as that was concerned. Now, let's get to the gist. Did we have a good resolution? Yes, we had great action sequences. And yes, that is true. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's actually pretty good analogy right there for all of that. Now, what I will say, what got me excited about the Marvels, what got me kind of up in arms and got me squealing for joy was the after credit scene. Why? And this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it or if you're a big time comic book geek for me, this was another hard clue that we're going to get the X-Men, yes, the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think we're going to get it a lot quicker than everyone expects. I feel that the after credit scene in this sets up Deadpool 3. It really does. Honestly, it does. Why? Because once we got to the end, we got to see a good Kelsey Grammer. Yes, Kelsey Grammer, once again, as the Beast. And instead of having that funky Fox makeup, it was a little CGI, a little AI, a little little thing. And that made it look real good. But what we also got is a sneak peek at a character from X-Men and Captain Marvel lore known as who? Binary. I'm not going to tell you what actually transpired to see these two, but it has to do with the main portion of the movie. Won't spoil it that bad. Bottom line up front with this, can't wait. It's going to be a while before we get the good stuff. So keep yourself healthy, keep yourself going, and it's all good. Now, what does the Marvels get in my book? Obviously, it's not a perfect movie. I got a little happiness with that end credit scene, and the end of the movie itself actually teases Young Avengers once again. Not going to spoil that, but we knew it was coming. I've been talking about that for the longest when I deal with Marvel movies. So that's what you got. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. And as you can see, commercials do pop up on my channel. Sorry about that. It is what it is. Now, what? What is left for me to talk about in this Marvel 2-in-1? Well, for the past few weeks, I've been begging, screaming, asking for everyone, hey, call the number, which is, let me go ahead and show you. Let's throw this out there. Where's my, hold on. You got my number, right? Boom. That's the number. The number at the bottom of the screen, 202-643-4208. And I tell everybody, leave a message and we can answer questions and talk about a couple of things as you call into the channel. And you might be able to hear your voice. Well, right now, my man, fully geeking out, Eddie, he left a message. So let's go ahead and answer his question he left. So let's go ahead and hear what he had to say.
What's going on, Onyx? This is Eddie from Fully Geeking Out. Hope everything's going good with you, my brother. I love the shameless plug in the beginning. But the question I had, I just heard from Netflix last week that they're moving a lot of DC movies to Netflix's streaming service on December 1st. What is DC doing? What is your opinion on that? Do you think they just need money, or because they have their own streaming platform, why move it to other platforms? The other thing is too, do you think that the Snyderverse can survive parallel with the regular DC universe, because, you know, the multiverse? And my last question is, what do you think needs to be done to revitalize a lot of these superhero movies and franchises? Because it's been going on for at least the better half of 15 years. What do you think they need to do? Do they need to just not start over, or should they just start branching out and give the main characters, the main superheroes that people love, a break, and start branching out and start introducing the lesser known storylines, lesser known superheroes? Let me know what you think. I'll check you out on Sunday. Peace out. I'm out of here.
Okay, that's copyrighted. All right. Anyway, but let's go ahead and start this off. Okay. With the Netflix thing, it's about licensing and it's about getting people to watch your material. So all Warner Brothers, and that's what it really is. It's not so much DC, it's Warner Brothers who owns all of those properties. Warner Brothers is basically getting licensing fees for them to have it on Netflix, and Netflix in return gets to show a lot of these movies. I think also Sony has done this, and a couple of others with Netflix. Yes, because Warner Brothers does have their own streaming service, which is Max, formerly known as HBO Max, and they've had the DC material on there. I don't think it's going to stop anything. I just think that as they retire stuff or put it in memoriam, like Disney used to do with the DVDs and the VHS tapes back in the day, Netflix will be able to pick them up at a cost to show them on their streaming network. Basically, it's revenue sharing. And that's all I really think it is. I don't think it's going to be a problem, even though a lot of streaming services are going into financial disarray, only because for the prices they charge, people feel that they're not getting enough material as quickly as they want. It really almost seems like syndication. Just what we used to have back in the day with regular TV. You know, we see something, we see it in the movies, we see it on another channel, it goes into syndication, the third party gets to play it. That's all it really, really is. Whether or not their streaming service survives, that's literally up to them and the new material that they should be producing for this. Now, let's talk the Snyderverse. Now, there will be a Snyderverse. The Snyderverse will not have the DC comic characters. The Snyderverse that everybody is talking about is more so Zack Snyder making his own quote-unquote cinematic universe, which Netflix has purchased. And that's pretty cool. It's just like Amazon Prime doing what I would like to call, Amazon Prime has the Millarverse, where they have a lot of the comic books done by Mike Millar and a few other independent comic book companies like Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics, and we've been getting some of that stuff. Like, honestly, it's like Invincible on Amazon Prime. That's part of Kirkman's quote-unquote superhero universe that he has. Or The Boys, The Boys, that's their cinematic universe. So it's a little bit of everything. I think it could go well. I actually prefer if Zack Snyder would have his own characters, like Rebel Moon is getting ready to drop. I think that will do well. I think that will lend more to his vision because it's his characters. A lot of people will try to deflect from it and say, "Oh my gosh, it's his attempt at doing Star Wars." Let it be his. Let Rebel Moon be his. That's his story. Those are his characters. It is what it is. Don't try to link it up and say, "Oh, it's because he couldn't do Star Wars." Just do that, please. Let it grow. Um, I just didn't, and I'll be honest. I saw the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I liked it. I admitted it. I just didn't like when people were like, "Let's do this. Let's do this. We need it. We need it. We need it." It became a few of those fans became unbearable. Again, honestly, and Warner Brothers is in complete disarray. It is what it is. Other than their animation, I will always defend Warner Brothers animation. I love it, love it, love it, and will back it 100% because they were the ones who started shared universes. It wasn't Marvel, and I say it. It was Warner Brothers, DC Comics animation. Anyway, boom. And you're right, Damon. That is an actual true statement. Rebel Moon is the new Snyderverse, and it will succeed or fail on its own merits. Boom. Warner Brothers is not going to let it happen. They got Gunn now. It's Gunn's universe now for the DC comic book characters. Now, let's go ahead and hit the last thing. Is it superhero fatigue? I think it is superhero fatigue of the main heroes. I am tired, honestly. I don't want to see any more Superman. I don't want to see any more Batman origin stories. Let me say it one more time. I don't want to see any more Superman. I don't want to see any more Batman origin stories. I don't need to see those. I don't want to see another Captain America origin story. I don't want to see a new Iron Man origin story. I don't want to see a Deadpool origin story. I don't want to see none of these. Or Spider-Man, definitely. I don't want to see another Spider-Man origin story. What I want to see is we know the origins, okay? Pick some of the lesser known characters. Yes, that is my humble opinion. I think they should take some of the lesser known characters. I really liked Blue Beetle, lesser known character. Reboot Green Lantern. I will say reboot Green Lantern because Green Lantern is one of my favorite out of Warner Brothers. Get some of the lesser known characters. Okay, Marvel's doing it with their lesser known characters, and DC Comics, Warner Brothers has had some success with some of their lesser known characters. People like Peacemaker. Okay, people like. Well, you need to bring Gal. The only thing I just bring Gal Gadot back as Wonder Woman. I liked her as Wonder Woman. It is. I liked her as Wonder Woman. I don't need to see a bunch of Batman. I don't need to see a bunch of Superman. Sorry about that, Damon. I know you're a big Batman fan. But can I get some Nightwing? Can I get some Nightwing? Can I get some Damian Wayne Robin? That's what I want. Okay? Let me get some of the Titans in movie-esque, creativity. You can do that. You could get away with that. Get that Green Lantern Corps. Get that out there like that. Let's see some Lobo. Okay, let's see some Booster Gold. All right, let's get to some street level. The Arrowverse was a hit. Why was the Arrowverse a hit? Because Green Arrow was a lesser character until the Arrowverse. The Flash was a lesser character until the Arrowverse. Ezra Miller, you can take that Flash movie and we won't talk. It's like Vegas. We won't talk. What happens in Vegas will stay in Vegas. What happened with Ezra Miller stays with Ezra Miller. Let's bypass him. But that's what we need. Shows like Invincible, shows like The Boys, shows, that have third party superheroes. I'll be honest with you, they show you through their viewership that we're not getting superhero fatigue. We just need some other characters to latch onto, to grow with. Across the Spider-Verse shows we don't have superhero fatigue. Okay? But when you get into the same comic book trope, I got to tell you an origin story. I got to get you from the beginning. Oh, I'm big name director and I want to tell the story from the beginning. No. Stop. You don't need to. That's just my humble opinion. But anyway, that's it, folks. That's all I got for today. Please remember, you can call, leave a message on this number, 202-643-4208, and you will be featured just like my man that left the question, and I will answer your question at the end of the session, after the end of the podcast. That's what I do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this new, semi-new format, because that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to get back to watching football, even though my Giants are getting beat the hell up. It is what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Okay? And this is very, very, very important. Very important. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Send it to me. Let me say it. I have no problem doing it. Hey, for all my military veterans, I know it's late, a day late, but happy Veterans Day. Appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, I played the games. Now it's time to heal the kids. We got until December 31st to hit our Going Full Nerd $1,000 goal. Thanks, y'all. Peace, y'all. I'm out of here. Let's get that funky outro music. Boom, and we will be gone. They act like they don't know. Hit them with the upgrade. I hope you guys like this. The format here, pretty decent. I mean, even I watch myself just to kind of make sure things are kind of flowing right. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. This is the deal. If you've actually lasted this long and gotten this far, and you're watching this as a repeat, you're not watching it live, there's going to be a subscribe button right above me, and then you're going to see some, like kind of over here somewhere, you're going to see some videos that are suggested for you. Hope you like them, and I'll see you next week. What you gonna sow, you gonna reap. Bet I'm gonna kill what I eat by the end of this beat. Put a little honey in my tea, put a little pep in your step. I bet on my soul we feast. Bet you don't go, I bet you don't know these freaks. Got to hit that note on key. Put it on baby, on mammy, on God, on me. You not no G. I be in the spot low key. I been at the crib, probably wonder how I got your key. They act like they know it. Guess I gotta hit 'em with an update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hitting